Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this session of Max Training. On behalf of the REMAX Mid-States and Dixie region, I'm so happy to welcome you to this program. But today we are going to be taking an in-depth look at our exclusive membership intranet, REMAX Mainstreet, and all of the tools and resources that it has to offer. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and just dive right in, take you over to the landing page. Here we are. This is the landing page. Once you log in to your REMAX Mainstreet account, you're going to be able to come right here, and there's always a lot going on in this page. And you can see right over here in this section, there's a nice big old open window. That's always going to offer information about REMAX news. Could be industry news, could be training programs or REMAX events, or you never know what you're really going to find there. They typically change this at least a couple of times a week. Over here on your left hand side, you're going to see what's called My Quick Links. And the quick links are just easy ways to navigate around to some of the major areas of REMAX Mainstreet. So you've got My RU, which is our learning center. You've got My Referrals, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about My Referrals and the entire REMAX referral system. We've got My Leads, which will basically take you right in, log you into REMAX Lead Street, where you can immediately begin to manage your leads, work with your website, your Lead Street website, work with your drip campaigns, manage all of your different contacts as well. And then you've got My Designs, which is the REMAX Design Center, an entire comprehensive marketing suite of just different items you can do with flyers, brochures, postcards, newsletters, all kinds of cool stuff. We're going to go in there and check that out as well. Underneath that is My Region, which is an important button for you. This will connect you to the regional intranet, which is the eConnect network. I'm going to take you there, show you a couple different things, some great resources that are hiding within that website as well. Along the top of the page is how you're going to navigate around REMAX Mainstreet with all these different tabs, and they all have different pull-down menus. We're going to take a quick tour of all those different ones and show you some of the different highlights. If I scroll down a little bit here, below what we call the lip of the page, there we are. And you'll see there's a couple different things going on here as well. So there's the download section. This is the quick and easy way to get to what I kind of liken to the REMAX library. And you can go in and you can search. There's tons of files. I think last count I heard there was like in the 40 to 50,000 number of files that have been uploaded by REMAX headquarters, REMAX regions, REMAX offices, even individual sales associates, all this cool stuff. So we'll go through the library. I'll show you some of those categories. One other area I always like to show people, because it's kind of hidden down here, is something called the download. So I'm going to click on that. This is REMAX's technology blog. It is literally chock full of all kinds of different information. So if I go down, I'll kind of show you, this is what's new in the tech world. These are the latest posts, could be videos, could be blogs, all kinds of different things. So Tempo Calendar was the last different upload that they did regarding, it looks like a smart calendar, free, that saves you time and hassles. You've got Pixeat, which is a mobile virtual tour solution. You've got Tempo, which is another calendar app. So they got a couple different calendar apps in here. If you want to see what's trending and popular with REMAX sales associates, if I go down here just a little bit, you can see that they're looking at Pixeat, they're looking at utilizing Magic Plan, which is easily and accurately create floor plans, as well as the 5 secrets to your iPad. So those are the most hot and popular and trending different articles and videos to REMAX associates right now in real time. The cool thing I like about this, honestly, is you can go and learn a lot about different apps, social media, all relative to real estate. So for example, maybe you want to get a little better, right, at using Facebook relative to your business. You can go down here, you can click on Facebook. It's going to dig into all the different archives for you and bring up the different stories and videos about Facebook and being able to increase your business. So we've got a couple of things here. Should you have 2 Facebook profiles, 3 great content ideas, leveraging your REMAX social media content, how to use Facebook audio, 3 ways to build relationships via Facebook. So there's some really good advice in here. If you want to get good really quick or just get some different ideas, you could go in here and be able to access that as well. All right, I'm going to back up a step here and go back into REMAX Mainstreet. There we are. Okay, first thing I want to show you, I'm going to go back up to the top of the page. First thing I want to show you is the My Region button. Really important button for you. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to launch us out to the regional intranet again called eConnect Network. There we go. And there's a couple things going on in here. Number one, you can see there's a tab for upcoming events. You can see the link. I'm going to click on that. Now you should know right now there's no specific events for the RE/MAX Mid-States and Dixie regional areas, so you're not going to see anything there for you to be able to launch on or be able to kind of check out and be able to register online. If I go down, you'll notice we have a number of different webinars. We also have agent events and trainings. A lot's going on in the Dixie region right now, in our South, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama areas. We've got different broker events. They're going to be coming up, and we also have our RE/MAX balloon events that are listed as well. All right. I am presently, you probably noticed this, logged in as Paul Ski. And Paul is a sales associate here in Kansas City with RE/MAX Revolution, the office that's right next door here to the regional office. So he's graciously given me his login information so I can show you what this site looks like from a sales associate standpoint. Now, although it's a very small button, it's a very important one. It's a little bit discreet, obscure. It's called Edit Your Profile. When I click on this profile, this is the profile that's going to appear to other RE/MAX sales associates when they're looking to make a referral to another agent. So this is really important that you get this right. This is how people are going to find you and make referrals to you. So a couple things I could do. I could update, add a photo. I could also change my profile information. I'm going to click on that and kind of show you what's going on. Right, first off, you're going to have your contact information. So you can see right there, there's Paul's contact information. I would highly recommend that you put in your listing websites, any additional listing websites. Also, go ahead and put in your Facebook, your LinkedIn, and your Twitter as well. If you have those different accounts, make sure you put that in there because that will appear on your referral page as well. So if you go down here, you can see there's a couple different items I want to really focus on. Number one is your agent service areas. In addition to your office service areas, there's also agent service areas. It literally allows you to kind of increase your sphere of geographical impact. It gives you a bigger footprint, you might say, whenever people are looking for a specific town. Maybe they're looking for a small little suburb, outside of your particular metro area or in your area. And this is where you would put in those agent service areas. These are your niche areas, your prospecting areas. So you can see that Paul has a lot of focus in the North Kansas City area, which is Gladstone, Liberty, Parkville, Platte City, and Weatherby Lake. If I go down a little bit here, you can see this is where I would put in all of my designations. And this is also where I would put my primary specialization. And you can select from residential, residential commercial, commercial residential, and commercial. So there's a lot of different things going on. ResCom is basically you're doing more residential, but maybe you do a little bit of commercial. Commercial residential is the other way. More commercial than anything else, but you still dabble in residential a little bit too. You're also able to go in and select subcategories. So you can see that Paul has selected new construction, horse property, luxury homes, condos, residential acreages, lake properties, and senior communities. These are the areas that he is truly focused on. Maybe perhaps you live in a military base area. So you're obviously going to want to click on military. Or perhaps you're a distressed property expert. So you're going to want to hit foreclosure properties and short sales. Those are going to be your particular areas of expertise. If I go down, this is where you get a little bit more personal. You put in some stuff about yourself as far as civic activities and hobbies. Also, you've got about 400 to 500 characters where you can do a personal summary, like a little commercial about yourself that other RE/MAX associates are going to read. This is your chance to give them a little bit more insight about you, your personality, your character, how you take care of customers that are referred to you. All right, go back to the top of the page here. I'm going to back out and go back into RE/MAX Mainstreet, and let's start navigating around and taking a look at different things. All right, I am going to go in and I'm going to hit the first tab under Connect. We just talked about profiles, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and look at the RE/MAX referral system. So I'm going to click on that. We're going to go find an agent to make a referral to. So let's say we're looking here in the regional area. We are in Kansas City, so let's look at Kansas City. Let's look, that's going to be in Missouri here. There we go. Now, a couple of things that you can do. I'm not going to do it this time for this example, but you could really get very specific about the type of agent, with the right experience and such by going in and clicking on some of this additional search criteria. Let's say you're looking for someone with distressed property expertise. So I could click on this little magnifying glass next to designations. and it's going to bring up a list of all of these different designations, and you can see it there. So I could literally scroll down here and say, I'm going to look for someone with a certified distressed property expert designation. I could click on that, click on save, and it would look for just associates with that particular designation. You could even narrow it down even more by going in under residential subspecialties and finding those individuals who do have foreclosure or short sales property expertise. So you could really narrow this thing down. Maybe you're looking for someone who has expertise in ranches, horse ranches. You could go into residential subspecialties, click on horse ranches. You can go over to hobbies and click on horse riding, those kinds of things. Those are the people that are going to really know the lingo, the talk, and really what to look for in that particular type of property. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and click on search. We're not going to look for any specific criteria. Do keep in mind, the bigger the city, the more criteria, optional criteria that you apply, the longer the search is going to take. So right now it's just searching for sales associates in the Kansas City area, and you can see that we have 296 sales associates who are servicing the Kansas City area. A couple things you can do. You can sort this by last name if you want to. I'm going to sort it twice. I want to get to the top of the alphabet. I've got a volunteer in mind to kind of show you their profile. Couple things to notice just off the bat in this list. Number one, you see some people who have entered additional service areas, and you see some folks who haven't. They've got some blank spots there. You also see over here this little camera. That means they have a picture of themselves. You know, folks, it is just human nature to want to see who you are doing business with. Right? So make sure you put a picture in there. If you don't, you become what we call a balloon head. It just has a picture of a RE/MAX balloon. You don't want to be that person. We've had tons of regional conferences, different sales panels, like agent panels that talk about referrals. And one of the things they always say is, you know what, if they don't have a picture, I don't click on their particular profile. Like I said, it's just human nature. You want to see who you're going to be doing business with, who you're going to be handing over one of your clients to. So make sure you put a picture in. But I would like to go ahead and visit Marilyn Barth. She is a long time sales associate in here. I mean, she has been with RE/MAX for almost 40 years, and she has just been an icon here in Kansas City. But you can learn a lot, really, quite frankly, from someone's profile. If we go in here, you can see she was licensed in 1976. She joined RE/MAX in 1978, right? You can see that she is a individual, not a team member, not a team leader, or anything along those lines. Here's her contact information. She's got her direct line as well as her mobile number in there. And you can see that because her office, RE/MAX Innovations, is located in Kansas City, that's the location of her office, then here are the office service areas. So there's Kansas City North, Kansas City, Liberty, Gladstone, Parkville, and Clay Como. So those are the areas that the office has designated for every single sales associate in their office, new and existing. So that applies to Marilyn as well. Now Marilyn's gone in and she's done some additional service areas. So she's done what I call double dipping a little bit, where you repeat the particular city. So she's repeated Gladstone and she's repeated Liberty. But you can see that, and Parkville as well. But she's got Platte City and Smithville in there as different cities. So what I would probably do is go back and tell Marilyn, hey, see if you can look at some different areas. Maybe you want to put in Weatherby Lake. Maybe you want to put in Weston, some of those areas that are also in the North Kansas City area where it seems that her focus is upon. But make sure you don't repeat. That doesn't help you by repeating the city. All you have to do is have the city in here once. I know with Lead Street, some people will go ahead and with their 6 different zip codes that help designate where they want to have their primary leads come from, that they'll double up on a couple of different zip codes. That helps there, but doubling the city here does not help you. You just have to have it once. And you definitely want to make sure that your geographic footprint is as big as you can possibly get it. All right, if we go down a little bit, you can see the different professional and personal distinctions. You can see that Marilyn has been a consistent great producer, 100% Club, Platinum Club, Circle of Legends, Hall of Fame, Lifetime Achievement, lots of career awards. You can learn a little bit more about her civic activities, and she's taken the time to do a personal summary. There are many qualities and skills that go into being an excellent real estate professional: integrity, in-depth community and market knowledge, market savvy, effective negotiation skills, and a high-quality professional network, all of which of hallmarks of how I work. That said, in my experience as a Kansas City real estate professional, I've also found that providing the very best service is essentially about putting my clients' list first. I mean, that's all, my clients' needs first. That is awesome. I mean, that is an absolutely fantastic. If I don't know anything about Marilyn, that's going to give me a real good sense of the fact that she is a true REMAX professional, that she is going to take care of my client, that she is very knowledgeable, very skilled. So down below, you can see here is where she's also got her specialty and her subspecialties, as well as her different certifications. So let's say we're looking at this, you know what, I want to go ahead and make a referral to Maryland. You got a couple of different things you can do up here under the Find an Agent bar. First off, you could email this profile to your client so they get a better idea of who they're going to be working with. Instead of just saying, hey, I'm referring you to Marilyn Barth, they can go in and kind of get a sense of what she's all about. I could print this out if I wanted to for my hard files, or I could create a referral. So I'm going to click on Create a Referral. Now, because I'm logged in as Paul Skeen and I'm looking at Marilyn Barth, it's automatically going to populate that information in these areas. If I scroll down a little bit, there's just a little bit more work I've got to do. I'm going to put in my client information, their current property and desired property information. And because the REMAX referral system is an agent-to-agent system, I get to make my own deal. Am I going to base this on listing price, selling price, or commission? Am I going to make it on a percentage or a flat fee? I fill everything out, click on email referral form, and I'm done. Here's the cool thing. I can go back up here under Connect, and it was also a quick link button. I can go to My Referrals. And under My Referrals, and Paul's somewhat new, so yeah, he hasn't received or sent any referrals yet in the system. But if he had, under his sent referrals, there would be that referral to Maryland. So a couple of months later down the road, he could go in here, he could click on it, click on preview the entire referral, and bring up all the details about that specific referral. No hard file is necessary whatsoever. Everything is going to be stored essentially right here on the web. Great resource. You can also go in and find an office if you like to do that, but most of the time, in my experience sitting down with sales associates, they're going to click on Find an Agent because they have a referral they definitely want to make to someone in a specific area. So, but you can definitely search for offices in an area as well. These other areas, the other one I want to touch on under Connect is really commercial real estate. And there's a lot going on this page. REMAX, there was just a news release that came out that we're in the top 25 brokerages in the United States. The last number I heard was that we were like number 16. So we've done a lot. We've come a long way in a very short period of time in building resources surrounding commercial brokerages. And this is your REMAX Commercial Resource Center. There's all kinds of information in here. And my mantra is, I don't care if you do one deal, one commercial deal every 5 years, or you do 5 deals a year. You need to be aware of the resources that are available at your fingertips. So if I go down here, you can see there's all kinds of things. There's different logos and websites and commercial data, statistics and research, different pieces that you could work with, different training if you want to sharpen your saw a little bit, get a little bit more information. And we do have strategic alliances. So one of the things that we do have a strategic alliances is with LoopNet. And LoopNet, for want of a better term, is kind of like a national commercial MLS. One thing to know about them, they are very proprietary with their information. They will not accept listings from your MLS, nor will they feed listings to the MLS either. So you basically, if you're doing a lot of commercial, you're going to have to do some double entry. You need to put that listing into the MLS, and you also need to put the listing into LoopNet. And if I go down here, just so you know, every single REMAX associate has a free basic membership to LoopNet. So you just need to fill out the paperwork. If you want all the bells and whistles when you're doing a commercial listing, REMAX does offer 30% off of their premium membership listing plans. So you can go in here, get some more information, and talk with a live representative. But they've done a great job in building up the commercial side of the REMAX listing aspect. And what I'd like to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to look for, there we go, remaxcommercial.com. This is the commercial listing site for REMAX. And a couple things I want to show you about this that you really need to know. Number one, this website is just a little bit over a year old. They did a great job in putting it all together. One thing you'll notice right here, the website automatically defaults to REMAX properties. REMAX properties are those properties that you input into LoopNet. So yes, if you have a lot of listings, there's definitely advantages to putting it into that as well, doing the dual entry. Besides having exposure right here on this website, the #1 commercial listing website on the web that has more than 2 million unique visitors per month, you also become part of what they call their REMAX Commercial Listings e-blast. It's an email that goes out to a network of over 100,000 qualified brokers, investors, users, and industry professionals every single month. Every single month. Also, your listings are going to be displayed on the REMAX Commercial mobile app, and you get free commercial branding on all listings and reports. So just by putting it into LoopNet and it appearing here, those are all the different things you're going to get. Now keep in mind, if you just put it into the MLS, it'll still be on the site. U.S. properties and global properties are fed from the MLS. But I would recommend putting it in both LoopNet and the MLS. That way you've got all three different categories covered. Okay? All right, I'm going to go back up here. We've covered most of the Connect. These other items are kind of different things that I've already kind of covered talking about quick links. So let's go to REMAX University. There's some great stuff under REMAX University, and you've probably noticed they've beefed up this area as well over the last year or so. To me, there's really two different sections of REMAX University. Over here on the left, you have the video library, over 1,200 educational videos that you can tap into anytime, 24/7 on demand. Over here is what I call the e-learning platform. It's called MyRU. It's more of a comprehensive interactive experience where you can literally develop your own learning plans. You can specifically pick different topics that you can go in and learn more about. So first I want to go over here. I'm going to go over to the video library side of things. It's going to bring all that up. It looks like it's singing. There we go. It's loading up the videos. It always loads up a featured video right here anytime that you go in here. And that changes pretty well on a regular basis. So I'm going to go down a little bit because to me it's a little bit easier to see some things going on. When you go in and you'll see this little blue bar. So you can go across the top this way or you can go down this way. I kind of always go down here under available channels. Featured are going to be videos that are pretty new to REMAX University. Usually the last 30 days or so of videos are going to be listed under the featured videos, and you can see there's all kinds of different videos. The ones with the little red bar here that say quick hit, right? Those are videos that last anywhere from a couple of minutes to maybe 10 minutes. And you can see when you mouse over a particular video, it's going to give you a little bit more information. Marketing with YouTube. Texas associate Kimberly Harding markets herself heavily with social media, especially YouTube. So here you've got a top producing REMAX associate in Texas sharing her insights about how you could market yourself with YouTube. That's fantastic. You can see that it's also getting a 4 out of 5 star community rating by other REMAX associates. So I'm going to close that up here real quick, but that is a quick hit. Anytime when you don't have a lot of time, maybe you've got a half an hour throughout the day, but you want to kind of get some ideas maybe on social media or negotiation or whatever, you can go in here, watch a couple of quick hits and get some really good ideas. All right. Favorites are ones that you're going to save, but under the library here, if I open up that little arrow, you're going to see all the different topics that are available under the library. And you can see there's all kinds: business operations, distressed properties, marketing and prospecting, are you original, sales skills, sellers, social media. So let's say you're thinking about, maybe you already have developed a team, maybe you're thinking about creating a team. But if I go under team, it's going to give me all these different topics, right? I'm just going to click on team so I can see all those different topics here as well. So it's going to bring it up. So now I've got all kinds of different videos. There's 19 videos. You can see the little number in here. There's 19 videos about building teams. 9 on leadership, 8 on team models, 15 on teams management. So you've got all kinds of different topics that you can really go through. Some of this advice is going to be from REMAX associates who are already team leaders and talk about creating a team. Others are going to be real estate training professionals. You've got Coach Ken, you've got Richard Robbins, I can see just from those pictures. So you've got some other videos that are not just REMAX agents, but trainers who have been there and done that and have kind of helped people develop their own teams. So really great information in there. All right, you can see this is the MyRU e-learning platform. I'm going to click on that. It's kind of a quicker way to get over there. And it's going to bring up the interactive side. So a couple of things going on over here. Number one, different topics. You can see I'm going to click on designations and certifications. There's a number of different National Association of Realtors designations, as well as specialty programs that have been created just for REMAX. So you can see we've got some different things here. We've got the CRS Legends video, Tom Ferry's Breakthrough Program. That's something developed just for REMAX. We've got different Brian Buffini programs. You can see all the different designations as I kind of scroll through here. I know one of the newer ones is this Military Residential Specialist. So if I click on that, it'll bring up more information about that particular designation. You can see there's a number of shows. Looks like we got about 9 different shows that you have to watch to kind of go through and get this designation. If I mouse over a particular one, There we go. It's going to give us more information about that session number 1. It'll show me that the price for this is $225 to get that particular designation. Not a bad investment if you are in a military town where you've got a lot of relocation going on. Very specific to that. Let's say I want to get a feel for how much the cost is of all these different designations. I can go under here, under register for a course, and it will automatically bring up a list with pricing of all those different designations. So you can kind of see right there. I can go click through, pick out a couple of different designations, finish it up. I've read and agree, click, boom, I'll go pay. To me, this is what this is the recommendation that I always make to sales associates is, look, it's imperative that you continually sharpen your saw, that you continually learn new information. I recommend that you try to go out and get a designation every other year. I know that's a lot of work. Some designations take longer than a year to get, so take a little time off. But continually grow, continually learn, nurture yourself, mentor yourself by going out and creating new designations. Studies have shown throughout the RE/MAX system that those individuals who do go out and earn additional designations make more money. It's not a big surprise. You're learning new information, you're networking, you're really delving into some of the nooks and crannies of being able to do a better job for your clients. So I definitely recommend that you do that. All right, I'm going to back up a step here. A couple steps. There we go. All right, and we're back to the RE/MAX University e-learning platform. I'm going to click on the training calendar. Training calendar, in addition to the video library, in addition to MyRU, there are live and recorded webinars that RE/MAX headquarters puts on every single month. And you can see those here. There's a bunch going on with Lead Street, some with Design Center, a welcome to RE/MAX, just different things that you can kind of go through and be able to click on and register as well. One little obscure button over here that I always like to highlight is the RE/MAX Continuing Education button. Now, you and I both know that realtors never procrastinate on their continuing education, but if you just happen to get down to the 11th hour and you need some additional CE, there is a place for you to go. So I know we were talking about Kansas City, so let's go and look at Missouri here today. And here's the overview. It's going to tell me I got to get 12 hours every 2 years. So I can kind of go down, I can look at all the different packages they have for that. It'll also give me additional requirement details. So not a bad place to go. Yeah, it may cost you a little bit. Looks like Lindsay wants to chat with us. Here, we'll close that up. But yeah, maybe you just need 3 hours. You can go down here, you can pick out one, you can do it online, and you're finished. I mean, just kind of know that's there for you. All right, I'm going to close that window up. And I'm going to close that window up as well. There we go. There is broker owner specific training. We do have a couple of different types for those broker owners who are joining me on this particular session. Just know that this is where you're going to go to be able to get more information about that. So, all right, let's go ahead and click on MyRU. All right, and there we go. All right, so one thing that I always recommend to folks is take about 5 minutes of your time and click on this MyRU how-to video. It'll show you how to navigate throughout all of RE/MAX University. Really great little tour. I watched it the first time I went in, and it really taught me a little bit more about navigating and getting around the MyRU area. So a couple things going on here. You can see automatically that we have our learning plan. This is where you will be able to view any parts of the learning plan that you add. And I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about with that. You've also got the catalog right up here under Browse. You can browse any part of the catalog itself. And down here is going to be the learning status. Anytime you have additional curricula, maybe that your broker owner has assigned a particular course that he or she wants you to take, it'll show up there. Also, any completed work that you've done will show up there as well. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to browse the catalog here real quick. There we go. It's bringing that up. Looks like it's a little bit slow today, so there must be some maybe maintenance going on. There we are. So there's different types of instruction and there's different subject areas. I'm going to view all on the subject area so we can kind of see what's going on there. It's going to bring up a list of all those different ones. So I can click on business operations and expand that a little bit. There we go. I can click on marketing and prospecting. It'll give me all the different topics there as well, along with social networking. So this gives me a view. Now keep in mind, these are different than the videos. These are much longer courses, more comprehensive courses than are typically seen. So if I go in here and let's say today I want to get better at distressed properties. I can click on that. Click on OK. It's going to bring up all the different courses that are relative to just distressed properties. You can see it's lit up. So there's one, diving into distressed properties. Now if I mouse over this, you can see that I can add this to my learning plan or I can start the course immediately. So I'm going to add that to my learning plan. There we go, already assigned. So now if I go back to the home page here, it's going to show my learning plan and show me all the different courses. So there we are. There's diving into distressed properties. Now when I mouse over here, you'll see I'll get a couple of different options to do. I can start the course, I can view the details, I can remove. I'm going to click on view the details. And it'll just give me a little bit more, a little bit of a blurb about this particular course. There we go. So, I can kind of read through here and say this course introduces you to foreclosures, REO, short sales, and more. Kind of gives me a little idea. So let's say I want to go ahead and start the course. So I'm going to click on start. Now here's where the pop-ups are enabled. You have to make sure they are. So it's going to kind of pull up a little pop-up window for me. It's going to start in iContent session. Here, I'll expand this window for us a little bit so we can see everything a little bit better. There we go. So it's thinking it through. Now, again, I told you this is a more comprehensive type program. So you can see, there's an intro. What does all this mean? But then it starts diving into, HUD and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac and FHFA, all the different types of distressed property information that you need to know about. I mean, it really goes into the details for you. So if you're looking to get better with this, maybe business planning, all kinds of different topics, this is what I talk about when I say it's more comprehensive than other courses. All right, so I'm going to close that all up there. All right, and we're back here into the RU page. What I want to do next is I'm going to just go on and click over and mouse over the marketing tab, and there is a lot going on underneath the marketing tab. I'm not going to hit everything, but I do want to hit the highlights. I talked about that RE/MAX library earlier, the download section. So I want to click on that. And this is going to open up the RE/MAX downloads section. And you can see there's all kinds of categories of information that you can kind of scroll through from a business planning perspective, right? You get some different getting started for new agents, new offices, new brokers, and even teams. Going down, I know that graphics and logos are always a big category. Everyone loves to go search for different graphics to use in their promotional materials. Kind of going down, but let's say you want to look for something specific instead of just trying to scroll through all of these different sections. You can go up to the top, and just like Google, you can do a search. So let's say we're going to look for listing materials. We want to beef up, right, our listing materials, maybe pre-listing kit or whatever. So you can see we have 23 items under listing specifically, just the keyword listing. And there's all kinds of cool stuff in here. Look, we've got Chris Cassidy's expired listing postcard. We've got a commercial listing presentation. Excuse me. We have a vertical listing listing PowerPoint template. We've got all kinds of different materials. So, there's no reason that you should ever start from scratch on anything. You should, even if you're just looking for ideas, just looking to brainstorm. Go in here, do a couple different searches on whatever topics you're looking for. Take a look at what other people are doing. I mean, keep in mind, again, this is all being downloaded by RE/MAX headquarters, offices, individual agents. I mean, and there's all kinds of different files. You can see there's different, sometimes there's Word files. This one happens to be a JPEG. This is PowerPoint. Sometimes it's Word, or sometimes it's Publisher, whatever, a PDF file. At least it's something that's going to help you move forward with the project that you're working on. All right. Other thing I always like to show is just like the RE/MAX Commercial Resource Center, we also have a Luxury Home Center. The branding for the luxury homes in the RE/MAX area is the RE/MAX Collection. And a lot of people go, I don't really have, maybe you're out in a smaller market. We really don't have a lot of luxury, what would be considered luxury homes. Keep in mind that it just needs, the property needs to be twice the average listing price of your local area real estate. And do know that RE/MAX, you don't even have to do anything like that. RE/MAX headquarters goes in, automatically analyzes your multiple listing service and tells you, they kind of analyze and know what exactly that twice the average listing price is. They do it all the time. So you don't have to worry about figuring that out. All you have to do is go in, put it into the MLS. The RE/MAX, when it comes into remax.com, it'll figure out if it's part of the RE/MAX collection. And if it is, it has its own little special logo that comes up next to that particular listing in remax.com. But there's all kinds of stuff for you to be able to use for luxury listings. You've got advertising. RE/MAX headquarters has gone in and given volume discounts with DuPont Registry, Wall Street Journal, Unique Homes, even developed its own, the RE/MAX collection magazine that goes out every single, I think it's once a quarter as a matter of fact. Then you've got education aspects of it. You've got marketing materials. You have your own graphics and logos, special signage that you can use as well. Even TV spots if you want to air something on a local level. A great resource. And they've redone this particular website as well. There we go. The RE/MAX collection. They redid that last year as well. I mean, they just did a major revamping, but you can see this website is all about the pictures. So let's say we're looking at luxury homes in Kansas City. By the way, all you have to do is type in part of the city or all of the city, if it's in the pull down menu, then it means it has luxury listings in there. So I'm going to do a search of Kansas City luxury listings. We have 104 properties. The cool thing this does is, number one, it pulls up RE/MAX listings first by highest price, going down below that. Then once it gets through all the RE/MAX listings, then it starts over again with the non-RE/MAX listings. So you can see the first page is pretty well going to be RE/MAX listings. This is kind of a cool 2.9 million property. Let's click on that. Let's see who has that listing. So here we've got a beautiful property, and it looks like it's Sharon Abishan with RE/MAX Legacy. Sharon's pretty new to us as well. That's awesome, Sharon. And you can see the pictures. That one looks a little bit fuzzy, but it's all about the pictures. You got to be able to go in and really be able to look at them. But this is really a great website. All right, you can go down. By the way, if this was a non-RE/MAX listing, there would be a little panel here that would ask if you want to go see this particular property, have a question about it. You would fill it out, and just like regular Lead Street, it generates a Lead Street lead and distributed fairly and equitably among those RE/MAX associates that are working this particular territory. So very, very easy to use. Beautiful website. All right. Also under marketing, I always like to show a couple different things. We do have the RE/MAX Design Center. I'm going to come back to that last. I want to show you that last because it's a little bit more in-depth tour there. But there are official logos and images. This is basically the home page for any logo that you're ever going to need. If we go down, you can see there's the RE/MAX Brand Identity Manual. So anytime you want to know what the color RE/MAX Red is, RE/MAX Blue, how can I use the balloon, in what instances can I use the RE/MAX text logo, what kind of email address can I have, what kind of URL, all of it's going to be in the Brand Identity Manual. Going down, you can see here are all the classic RE/MAX logos. Commercial logos, the RE/MAX collection, the #1 logo, even the Dream with Your Eyes Open logo, the new advertising campaign. Going down a little bit more, if you're into Susan G. Komen or working with Children's Miracle Network hospitals, you've got those as well. So just about every logo imaginable is going to be found in here. So if you ever need one, this is the place to go. And the cool thing about this is they also have it downloaded for print, which is going to be a little bit higher resolution, or the web, which it can be about 72 DPI for that, or dots per inch. This would be a little bit higher than that. So obviously it's going to look nice and crisp and clear when you do print whatever piece that you're working with. All right, we'll go back up here. Also under this section, I do want to show you a couple other things. We do have an advertising campaign. All of you know every year we do a national advertising campaign. Even though it's national in nature, there are some materials that you can use on a local level. So if you go here, you can download the advertising schedule anytime you want to know what TV stations, cable stations we might be running on. You can download the latest month right there. Then you've got different materials for print, radio, different logos you could download, different web materials that you could use, outdoor billboards, as well as you can view the TV spots. The print ads are actually pretty new. I'm going to click on that. They were working on them last time I went in. There we go. So you can see you can actually download all of the different print ads. They're available tying into the RE/MAX National Advertising Campaign. By the way, you can also go over to RE/MAX Design Center, which we'll do, and you can customize these particular ads for yourself too. Let's say you're doing radio in your area. Maybe you've got some radio spots running during the evening traffic or whatever. You can download any of these spots, and you can also download the scripts for them as well. Logos, that'll take us right back over, I believe, to, official logos and images. So we know they're already there. If I go back to that page, web ads. This is kind of cool. I do like what they've done for the web. It's pretty all-inclusive. Oh, there we go. Let me click on it. There we are. So now you've got a couple of different things. You've got wallpaper for your devices. You've got web banners that you can use on your website. Maybe you're doing some advertising with your local newspaper and they're having their online newspaper. You could do some advertising, download the web banner ads, give them a professionally beautiful looking web banner ad that can link back to your particular Lead Street page or your listings. You've got different social assets that you can use as well as email signatures. All of it there, click of a button, available for download. And if you do outdoor advertising, they do have an outdoor plan as well, where you can go in, select what type of outdoor media interests you. All the billboards are already designed. You can put your picture on them as well. So there's nothing that you're going to be lacking when it comes to being able to do something locally with a national advertising campaign. One other thing I do want to show you under marketing before we go into the RE/MAX Design Center is the agent branding for the mobile app. I've had a couple of different sales associates ask me about this. So when you go in, and it'll kind of give you the simple steps of being able to do this, but basically you can download the app, share your particular associate ID. So with your clients, when they download the app, they put in your ID, it ties it all back to you specifically. So a lot of people have asked me about that. I just want to kind of show you where that was at under the marketing tab down a little bit. Okay. All right, let's go into the Design Center. Also, with the Design Center, you can go to the front page under Quick Links, and you will see My Designs. It'll take you to the same place, right? But this is the RE/MAX Design Center. It's undergone a lot of changes over the past couple of years. To me, it's actually easier to use. Some people said, it's kind of harder to find stuff. Once you get in here and play around a lot, it's really easy to navigate and move around and design something. But it's kind of set up a lot like Main Street. You've got your Home tab, you've got Projects. Projects is basically your portfolio. It's anything that you've done is going to be saved underneath your projects. Then you've got Designs, Campaigns, and Contacts. So if I click on Designs, it's going to take me into the design area, and you can see we have about nearly 2,100 different products that you can look at. And you can see the products, they're going to range everywhere from, the ads that we talked about where you could customize those ads for yourself, brochures, e-postcards, regular postcards, property cards, property flyers. Those are always really popular. All these different materials. Now, what I like to do, because when you click on flyers, you're going to get them all. But what if you could break it down by task, right? So I click on task. Now it's broken it down a little bit more. Now I can go with buyer, commercial, just listed, just sold, new agents, all these different materials. So let's say I just listed a property. I want to do a property flyer for it. So it's going to ask me, do you want to enter into the just listed area? I'm going to say yes. I want to select that. So now we've taken it from 2,100 different products down to about 516 products. And you can see there's all kinds of different products of brochures and cards and Craigslist ads, those kinds of things. The flyers is obviously the big part of this, along with postcards. But I'm going to click on flyers. Now we're down to 181, but I want to brand them for RE/MAX. I want it to have RE/MAX all over it. Now, I'm not going to be specific, just give me everything, RE/MAX. And you can see there's some multi-pagers in here, flyers. I want just a one-page flyer. I want to keep this thing simple. So now we've gone from 2,100 different products to 36 specific flyers. Now let's say in Kansas City here you are listing something on a golf course. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. Looks like a golf course. So here's a beautiful shot of it. I can even make it bigger by clicking on View Sample, and this gives me a better view. Now keep in mind, this is not the text that's going to appear. This is just Greek text. It's kind of showing you what the text is going to look like. This would be where you'd probably put in the property address or something along those lines. This is where you'd put in your pictures, your information, and this is automatically going to customize with your picture and your contact information. You don't have to do anything at all. I mean, think about this. If you get in here and you really play around with this, it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes to produce a beautiful 4-color, professional looking listing flyer for your particular client. Really, really, really easy to use. And if I go up here, I did mention campaigns. So campaigns are already preset campaigns. You don't have to do anything at all. You just have to basically select it and start it. And you can see there's a couple of different available campaigns right now. There's the time change, there's tax preparation, there's even a holidays one. Let's say I am going to be, maybe I'm going to start a campaign to try and attract those people renting right now and kind of convert them over to owning a home. There's a whole email campaign just about that. There's 10 different events, 10 different touches. The first touch, we'll just pull that up. And let's view the sample like we did with the flyer. So there you go. It's already written for you. You don't have to do a darn thing. In fact, it's going to customize itself for you. All you have to say is, I want to do this campaign, and it'll tell you what the start dates and everything are. All you have to do is supply the list. So if I close this up, you can see date to send is 1 day after contact is added. So the contacts part of this is right over here under contacts. Here's where you can import your contacts, either an Excel file or a CSV file. You pull them in. You can even break it up by groups if you want to. Maybe you want to break it up by the realtor community. You want to share a new listing with them. Maybe you want to break it up by past clients or prospective clients, those kinds of things. You can manage your groups, send specific information to specific people. Really, 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 quite frankly, easy for you to get in here and play around and use. All right, I'm going to go back over to Main Street. There we go. Now, to me, These three tabs, Connect, RU, and Marketing, are really, to me, the bulk of those resources and tools that are available at your fingertips. But I do want to show you the other three tabs as well. Events, now, we've already looked at the eConnect network, the regional intranet. This is RE/MAX headquarters events. So you can see right now they're talking all about the broker owner conference that's coming up in San Francisco for all the broker owners and managers throughout the RE/MAX system. But if we go down, you can kind of take a look at their calendar. You can see, okay, we've got the 2015 RE/MAX R4 annual convention, March 2nd at Mandalay Bay Hotel and Casino. So you can kind of go in here and do a little bit of planning, learn more about the different events that are available through RE/MAX headquarters. The News tab is just that, and they've done a really good job of, I think, streamlining this over the years. Right now, there's a link to the Above magazine, the quarterly magazine that comes out by RE/MAX headquarters. All kinds of good information chocked in there, all kinds of different features about RE/MAX sales associates. And then every week, you do get a RE/MAX weekly email. If you look at that thing and you just delete it, I would highly recommend you stop doing that. It is just full of insightful information. I mean, there are videos that are put together by other RE/MAX associates sharing their top tips for success. Sometimes there's infographics or flyers in there that you can use for your listing presentation or use in your social media. But definitely take the time, go through, even if it's just a quick gloss over, but look at the information that is in that RE/MAX weekly before you hit the delete key. All right, and the last piece is Shop RE/MAX, the RE/MAX Approved Supplier Program. Last year, they actually created their own website for that called shop.remax.net. And I really like it. I got to tell you, this is a whole lot easier and a whole lot faster than looking for different products and services than in the past. If you go down, you can see what's the top sellers. There looks like there's posters of some different kinds, lapel pins with the number 1 on it, different featured collections, commercial and such. But if I go back up here to the top, and let's say we're looking for yard signs. Everybody's got to have a yard sign. Whoop. If I can spell. There we are. Look how fast that was. Man, that was a fast search. I love that part of it. But here are all the RE/MAX approved suppliers that are providing yard signs, as you can see. Now, if I go back up here, and Lowen Sign happens to be here close to us in Hutchinson, Kansas. So I'm going to click on that. And here's the cool part about this. When I click on Visit Our Website, it doesn't just take me to the Lowen Sign website. It takes me to the RE/MAX part of the Lowen Sign website. So I can quickly get in there, take a look at the different signage that's available for me, be able to kind of just, maybe it's 10 o'clock at night. I forgot to do it at work that day. I can get in here and order signs that easily. All right, I'm going to close that up, go back home. All right, that is a very quick tour of RE/MAX Main Street, but hopefully you were able to get a little bit of information out of that as well. Typically I do a little Q&A, but I know this is more of a YouTube video, so I don't want to dwell on that. But there's a couple things I'd like to say, and that is, I'd like to sincerely thank you for your time today. I know you're taking an hour out of your day, but I hope that you were able to glean 1 or 2 new ideas or strategies to help really increase your business. And I'd like to challenge you. I'd like to encourage you to make an appointment with yourself, to sit down for at least a minimum of 30 minutes per week to explore RE/MAX Main Street. Get in there, click on the Connect tab, play around with the referral system, get into RE/MAX University and watch a couple different videos. Pick a tab and click on every single link that you possibly can. There are so many resources for your use within the site, and you need to take advantage of each and every one of them. Now, for all of you new associates that are recently joined RE/MAX, I'd like to welcome you to the RE/MAX family. I can personally appreciate you taking the plunge, and I can assure you that the level of caring and sharing and networking among RE/MAX associates is absolutely second to none. All right, folks, again, thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that and look forward to talking to you next time. Have a great day.